as we head only a minute or so away from the scheduled kick-off, although neither side are on the field as of yet here at the recreation ground. So we'll run through the two teams. Whitehaven, they line up with Jay Wetherall at fullback, Mitchell Todd and Max Anderson-Moore on the wings, with Chris Taylor and Ethan Biggerdike in the centres. It's a half-back partnership of Kieran Tyra and Cam Brown. Starting props, Tom McKinney and Carl Garner. Ellison Holgate in at hooker. Second rows are Connor Holliday and Rio McQuinston, and Jack Kellett in at loose forward. On the interchange bench, it's Brad Brennan, Luke Collins, Ellis Nixon and Daniel Spencer-Tonks, the returning Daniel Spencer-Tonks after his spell back in 2023 with Whitehaven. The 18th man, if needed for Whitehaven, is Jack Newbegin. For the Goole Vikings, they have Josh Guzdek in at fullback, Thomas Halliday and Neil Chimambe on the wings, with Thomas Mins and Manoa Wakoki in the centres. It's a half-back partnership of Jack Potter and Reece Dean. I can see you laughing when I'm saying that, Pete. Jack Coventry and Jack Alders are starting props. Jalen Hodgson in at hooker. Second rows are Brett Ferris and Zach Jebson, with Tyler Craig in at loose forward. On the interchange bench, it's Joe Phillips, Bailey Dawson, Ryan Wright and Dean Roberts. The 18th man, if needed, for Scott Taylor's side, of course, the former Hull FC middle, is Callum Shaw, who of course did spend the last sort of 6, 7, 8 games with Whitehaven last season. Signed, I'm told, from Hull. Underway through the boot of Jay Wetherall. Ball's going to be allowed to bounce. Wakoki is going to have to just keep it in field. He gets the ball then into the hands of Neil Chimambe. Played 2 or 3 games for Whitehaven on loan from Hull Kingston Rovers. Got the 1 try in a victory, that 1-point victory away to Swinton. Now looks to continue fetching this ball forward up the middle. Will the visitors? We're going to be wrapped up 20 metres away from their own line. Hodgson will be in at dummy half, come across a couple of pairs of hands. I think that could be potentially Tyler Craig, the loose forward. Haven't made too many metres. Hodgson once again in at dummy half. They'll be brought down now just over their own 30. Come back towards the middle. Jack Aldous on this occasion will be taken down. It is the 5 and last, still short of halfway in at centre field. Hodgson in way to dummy half will go left and get to the cross then into the hands of Jack Potter, and Potter's kick is a spiral end over end, and Chimambe, I thought he hit Mitchell Todd still with his foot up in the air, but referee Alan Billington says that's okay to continue on. Whitehaven will look to fetch it forward.
Yeah, good set there from Goole where he started off. I think I'll get out the way before we go now. As long as Wakoki puts his left foot in rather than his left foot out, I think we're all right. So that's where we're at from there, Joe. But you know, it's 2 teams going flat out at one another now. Just
so Tom McKinney's the man that's just been wrapped up. 33 metres away from his own line, now in the hands of Jack Kellett. He'll find Carl Garner. Garner's going to be taken down. It's the 5 and last, taken down combination of Mins and Zach Jebson. Holgate, I think, the man who put the ball in, the kick in then. It's Guzdek in at full-back, the experienced Josh Guzdek, who I think probably of Doncaster. I think he's had spells at Sheffield as well.
And Batley, I think.
Yeah, Batley as well, yeah, definitely. So 32 metres away as he's plays his ball. It's now Chimambe who's coming off the wing to try and take his side forward, and he's a tall figure. He's Neil Chimambe, easily 6'6", 6'7". He's the former Hull KR man. And it's now Halliday. Got plenty of experience as well as Halliday. Now, he definitely spent a lot of seasons at Doncaster, did Tom Halliday. Just over halfway as he plays this now. Hodgson in at dummy half, comes right then into the hands of Mings. Met there ferociously by McQuinston, looking to get back into it. Kellett and Tyron involved there as well. Back in towards the middle now with Jack Aldous. And Aldous will be taken down. They've made it to the Whitehaven 30 here of the Vikings. Comes right into the hands of Reece Dean. Dean will look to put the kick over the top. Wetherall will come to collect it, and he hasn't been able to. He's dropped it as Wetherall, and it's going to be ruled a knock on Halliday, I think, rather than Wetherall, and it should be a turnover ball. If so, that means Jay Wetherall is a very, very lucky man, Pete.
I think he was on that occasion, because he didn't look confident underneath that ball, and especially I think he put one eye on the oncoming player that was coming at him. But that's 2 good sets that girls put on them, and as I say, that they did a bit in the warm up with the doing the kick chase and whatever. So you know that's nearly proved pivotal for them.
So it is going to be scrum down, head and feet to Whitehaven. Tyra feeds a scrum, goes right into the hands of Chris Taylor. Taylor looking to fetch it forward, but the scrum breaks quite quickly and being able to wrap the centre up and bring him down only 2 or 3 metres away from where the scrum was sort of formed. Goes right, does Ellison Holgate into the hands of captain Connor Holliday. Get his way over the 20, and a couple of metres more will Holliday. Holgate in a dummy half, look to go down that short side and find Chris Taylor once more. Taylor is through the gap on that right hand side, hasn't got anyone in support at the moment. Gets it, throws it inside Ellison Holgate. Holgate should have the speed, although he has got the speed at Ellison Holgate. Fantastic work going down that right hand side edge initially. Comes from Chris Taylor. The ball then inside to Holgate. He was looking for support, but was able to take it himself. Was the former Wathbrow Hornet. He scores what is his 4th try in a Whitehaven shirt. Puts it on down underneath the sticks. Less than 5 minutes gone. It is Whitehaven 4, Goole 0.
Yeah, it was just a nothing play down the short side. It was dizzy down there. It was just a simple missed tackle, and Chris Taylor benefited from the missed tackle. Looking back, because it was more or less right on cue with us, it looked like it was a forward pass, but the referee was there, and my opinion counts for nothing. It's the referees on every occasion, but that's a good start for Whitehaven now with the first try in the first 5 or 6 minutes.
He initially didn't back himself to Ellison Holgate. You could see him straight away. He was looking for support. He's seen Cam Brown there, but was able to get that extra gear, that extra kick was Ellison Holgate, and put the ball down underneath the sticks. Fantastic start for Whitehaven. Less than 5 minutes gone, and Weatherall now will have an opportunity to tag on the extras. 12 goals so far this season as Jay Weatherall, where the kicking duties have sort of been shared around for Whitehaven so far this season. He does tag on the extras now in at full-back this afternoon, Jay Weatherall, and it is now Haven 6, Whitehaven 0. Pretty much the perfect start, Pete.
Yeah, it's going to be, but as I say, I've been looking at the line speed from Goole, and they're getting right off the line. Hence, Ellison Holgate had to kick in the first set from the last tackle. So the defence is sharp on that, but just on that occasion, the spotting in defence wasn't. So that's probably why they are towards the bottom end of the field, but they've got a load of big names.
Collected by Cam Brown is the kick-off now, brought forward by McKinney. He's going to be wrapped up, taken down 20 metres away from his own line. Holgate in there at dummy half. He'll then find Weatherall. He'll find Carl Garner, and Garner hasn't been missed there by the experienced Thomas Minns. Shows no ill effects, gets up, plays the ball, goes right into the hands now of Kellett, and Kellett will be the man looking to take it forward. Coventry's there in the middle, along with a couple of others. Jack Alder's been another one in terms of fetching it down. Comes left now into the hands of Tyler before finding the return of McQuinston, and he's now taken down. Heard the referee shout 4 there. They're on their own 40 here at Whitehaven. Goes right into the hands of Kelly, out the back to Brown. Brown then throws a couple of dummies, but then before trying to get it away, and it's gone into the hands of Wakoki, and he's now dropped it as well. Still looking, it's now in the hands of Jay Weatherall. Of course, there is no free play rule. They've gone past the advantage line. Weatherall is now on the break. Goole have been able to get back. Gustek has slowed him down, and overall I feel Goole's been a bit hard done to by. They should have come back for the initial scrum, but Whitehaven get a fresh set of 6. Ball comes in the hands now of Tyra. Now finds Keller. They're 20 metres out of Whitehaven, in line with the right hand side post. Holgate in there at dummy half, comes left into the hands of Tyra, slows it down slightly before finding Bickerdike. Bickerdike gets his arm free to the hands and finds Max Anderson-Moore. He gets his ball free now into the hands of Tyra, into the hands now of Carl Garner. Whitehaven quite happy to get this offload in hand, but he's going to be pushed back 3, 4, 5 metres there is Garner. Means Whitehaven around about 9 metres out now in at centre field. Holgate's in there at dummy half, 7.5 minutes on the clock. Finds now Tom McKinney. McKinney will try and spin out the tackle. He's going to be brought down just short. In fact, it's going to be a penalty here for Whitehaven, and I find Scott Taylor will find his side's probably been hard done to there, Pete.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I mean, I thought the first knock-on play by Jay Weatherall would have come into play there, but I think it was the Cumbria that got the ball, and a couple of seconds later he dropped it, and then it was play on. So really, I would have thought they would have came back for the first knock-on, but referee Alan Billington, he played it on, but obviously, Whitehaven's going to take the 2 points on offer here, which is it's going to give them obviously a 2-score start. So really, it's going to put the pressure on Goole. But there has been some moments there where again Jay Weatherall should have went through there, and when he run down the right hand side, he should have maybe had a look inside and popped the ball. But On this occasion he didn't, so what he's got back now is, obviously it's a 2-point rather than a 6-pointer.
Whitehaven's dugout initially said go for 2, but then I heard the call a go for it from behind us from Anthony Murray, but they have elected to go for 2, and Jay Weatherall has added the extras on there, so it is now Whitehaven 8, Goole Vikings 0, just into the 9th minute here at the recreation grounds. 8 points to 0. There's only one other game in League One this afternoon, which we'll try and keep the scores for. It's one we have got commentary on because it involves Workington Town. They're at Keighley at Cougar Park this afternoon, so we'll try and keep an eye on how that goes throughout the afternoon. But here at the recreation ground, it's 8-0 in favour of Whitehaven, and I still feel one of the Goule's been a bit hard done to there, but you can only assume that he thought with Corky's gone beyond the advantage line and obviously then dropped the ball. But meanwhile, Whitehaven do have the ball back from the kick-off, and it's McKinney now the man to fetch it forward. Bounces off one before being met by a couple of others, being pushed back a metre or two there has McKinney, so he'll play this 12-13 metres away from his own line. Weatherall now gets it into the hands of Carl Garner. Garner will find his own 20. Holgate in at dummy half, looks to go himself before getting the pass away to McQuinston. He'll be fined 10 metres, majority of them going backwards, so congratulations to him. Holgate once more in at dummy half, comes across to Tyra, goes down, out finds Cam Brown. Brown then looking to try and find a gap and utilise a gap. He's the Australian, but he's going to be brought down 12-13 short of halfway. It's Weatherall in there at dummy half. He'll find McKinney, and McKinney potentially looking for a high tackle there from Betfred, but referee Adam Billington touches his shoulder. It is now the 5 and last, just short of halfway to Whitehaven. Slow play the ball, goes right to Brown. Brown will get the kick in. It'll bounce in front of Guzdeck, but it'll bounce kindly for him before getting the pass away to Chimambe. And now looking to fetch this ball forward. He's going to be wrapped up. He'll take 3-4 of them nearly to fetch him down the tall winger. Halliday now will be the man to fetch it forward. He gets his step in.
Yeah, you're going to need your outside backs, your wingers and your full backs taking some ball on here. It's it's extremely hot day today. Really just spelling the guys off, because they're going to be taking a lot more out them.
Comes right now, finds Thomas Minns over halfway, brought down just short of the Whitehaven 40. McQuinston and Biggerdike in there. Jebson goes left into the hands of Dean before finding then the loose forward Tyler Craig. Craig going to take them just over the 40. It's a slow play of the ball. Comes right now into the hands of Dean. Dean will get that kick up once more, and it'll be Anderson moving on it on this occasion. Not too much pressure, but collects. Does the winger. He'll look to now fetch it forward. The line speed's there good. The chase is good, and it means he's going to be wrapped up 11-12 metres away from his own line.
Yeah, another good set. I mean, obviously they're going set for set with each other. Apart from that glitch in the Goole defence there, I mean, that's what they've got, and they're looking quite handy, tell you the truth, but. Just down to an error like that. I was just opened my mouth. I was just down to an error like that, which is a simple forward pass. Really, you don't want to be making errors when you've just received the ball back off play 2.
You don't want to be making errors like that close into your own red zone, your own territory there as well, Pete. If you're giving a forward pass 10 metres away from the opposition's line, you can, if you're going for a 4-pointer, then can maybe be forgiven. That is practically criminal.
Well, it's lack of discipline on themselves. I mean, really, just got to stand back another half a yard or a yard, and he's going to get it, but it's put the pressure on them.
Ball comes right from the base of the scrum and finds Thomas Minns. Minns will get out of one tackle, but he's not escaping from the clutches of Ethan Biggerdike. 12-13 metres out here. Goes into the middle now with Jack Alders. Alders will be taken down. 11-12 metres out. Hodgson in there at dummy half. Will go left from centre. Finds Dean. Then finds now Jack Coventry. And Coventry put his arm out to try and stretch the ball and try and get over the line there, but couldn't keep hold of it while stretching out, and it's an error, and it will be as he lost it over the line, or is it going to be just short of the line, or will it be a scrum down a handover ball?
The line. It was a great little play from the halfback. He just run the line, and he just got over the line, and obviously his patience got the better of him really, and he didn't keep hold of the ball, so it's a chance missed for Goole to get back on the scoreboard.
Now referee's judged to it, he's lost it just before the line, because it's going to be a scrum down rather than to tap 20 here for Whitehaven. But Keighley 6-0 up at Cougar Park. Back here at the recreation ground, Ethan Biggerdike is the man to now take it forward. Calls for a knock on, I think, from Reece Dean in there. Nothing that we could see from here. McQuinston now's the man to fetch it forward. Bounces off one tackle. He's not going to bounce off the second. He's brought down 20 from halfway on his own 30. Holgate goes right from dummy half. Tyra runs it before popping it up then into the hands of Kellett. Only make 3 or 4 metres forward there to Whitehaven, but 10-15 metres further infield. Holgate goes right into the hands now of Garner. Garner will just look to put his head down and run forward. Takes Whitehaven to over their own 40. Holgate will come left from dummy half. Tyra now finds McQuinston. Happy to take on the contact there on Jebson and takes him over halfway on what is now the 5 and last. Holgate goes right into the hands of Tyra. Tyra looks to get the kick down the field. Isn't the best, but it's going to be splits Guzdek and Chimambe. It's going to roll and Guzdek's going to have to deal with it here, and he will now do. And he's now met by Holgate, and literally one-on-one there was Ellison. Holgate takes him down.
Yes, another solid set, a good kick. And obviously it's Gould's turn to fetch the ball out.
Chimambe is the man taken down, still short of their own 20 here. Goes left, just Potter in at dummy half. Halliday off the wing to try and take it forward, it is, but he's been picked up, put down. Still 20 metres out. Third tackle into the hands now of Ferris. Ferris then finds Corky. He's going to be taken down. 35 away from their own line. 15 short of halfway. Back towards the middle now with Potter, who hands it on once more. And it's Tyler Craig, the man will be taken down on the 5 and last. On their own 40 in its centre field are the Vikings. Comes right into the hands of Reece Dean. A lot of the kicking's gone through him. That's right down the throat to Jay Weatherall, however. He'll get the pass away to Max Anderson-Moore. He collected it on his own 20, and Anderson-Moore will here fetch this ball forward and start this set 15 short of halfway here, Pete.
You just see some of the Whitehaven guys just come back, obviously. The heat's taking a lot out of them. It's a physical game, even though, obviously the scoreline suggests a little bit different, but it's a really physical game, this.
Connor Holliday nearly through on that right-hand edge, just over halfway before being dragged down. Brown's in at dummy half, comes right then to Tyra. He'll just get it across to McKinney. McKinney throws the offload to Keller, finds Tyra, now finds McQuinston, finds Anderson-Moore, and Ethan Bickerdike isn't within there at the centre. Comes back inside as Anderson-Moore before being brought down. They're going to look to go down this short side. Holgate went from dummy half, it was wrapped up and gets the ball back inside, and Anderson-Moore will take his second successive ball in. He's now taken down, 5 and last, 20 metres out, centre field. We'll have options left and right here. He's going to come left to Tyra. Tyra puts the kick in towards the corner. A little bit too deep for my liking. Halliday gets there, and surely is, and will be taken out before he touches the ground by Ethan Bickerdike. Means a penalty to the Vikings.
Yeah, that's what you've got to be doing in that area. You've did five good players, and he's been let down with just a lack of discipline for, he's took the Goole guy, John Halliday, he's took him in mid-air, so really just took the pressure off. Otherwise, he's going to catch it a yard off his own line, and he's 99 metres to go and score that try. But if he just waited a second or half a second, he could have got him there and controlled the tackle and done what I've just said.
We've got a stoppage in play. Halliday needs some treatment following that tackle from Ethan Bickerdike. No signs of any sort of sin binnings from Alan Billington, our man in the middle this afternoon. He's still Whitehaven 8, Goole 0. See if there's any scores from elsewhere around Rugby League this afternoon. There'll be a few games in the Championship. Just have a look. Phone doesn't want to sort of refresh. Obviously the Challenge Cup semi-final gets underway 4:15 as well as Waddington against Lee. Dean will put the kick into touch. No, the phone's not wanting to play a ball, so we'll leave that for just a minute. We've only made sort of 10-12 metres on that kick, but that just shows you how close they were to the touchline there with the Vikings. Dean will take the tap. Now look at fetching this ball forward. Will the home side. Batley 0, Bradford 6, Halifax 0, Doncaster 6, London 0, Sheffield 0, Widnes 7, Featherstone 4. That's a weird one early doors. Back underway here, of course. And the Vikings man can't quite see who it is from here. He's just going to be taken down just short, well, just over. It's Hodgson hooker that was in there. Ball goes across a few pairs of hands before Ferris will take them over halfway, trying to get his arm threes, the experienced man. Of course, the former England international, former Leeds Rhino, Huddersfield Giant as well. Yeah, that was potentially forward to Coventry. We were right in line with it, but referee Alan Billington, after consulting with his touch judge, shakes his head. It's the 5 and last, 40 metres out from the Whitehaven line. Goes left into the hands of Jack Potter. Potter end over end. And he's got there as Neil Chimambe. Jay Weatherall, I think, lost it in the sun. He had to put his eyes up. Lost the ball completely. Chimambe's took full advantage. The former Hull KR man, and scores his 5th try of the season in just his 6th appearance. does the former Whitehaven loanee right next to the sticks. We're about to be back to a 2-point ball game in just a moment.
And what they were doing, I was mentioning in the warm-up, and they were doing a lot of kick chasing. And on that occasion, I mean, what you've got to be doing, the fullback's got to be getting up. He just planted his feet there, and Jamambe, all he did there was just took an easy ball there and put it down 2 or 3 yards to the left of the sticks with a fairly easy conversion to come. But it's put the pressure back on, and that came from that tackle, on John Holliday in that far corner with a yard off. So they've come all the way down the field to score a try. So it's a bit poor on Whitehaven's part. So Anthony Murray won't be liking what he's seeing there anyway.
Dean converts, and it is now Whitehaven 8, Goole 6, and like you say, Peter, that's all stemmed from obviously that penalty where even Bickerdike just needs to hold back there, because you've got the opportunity to get him over the touchline, you've got the opportunity to put him behind the goal line. Either you get the ball back from a scrum or to play the ball, or you get a goal line dropout. If you can wait that half a second till his foot has hit the ground, you can hit him and you're going to get the ball back. It just shows you just need to wait on that half a second. It's cost Whitehaven there.
Yeah, well, a couple of times. I mean, the other ball before was in the far corner. I mean, I think Whitehaven got away with it from there. So they've just got to be a bit smarter on plays like that, on the kick plays.
Well, Corky didn't look like he wanted to get anywhere near that kick off. Chamambe has come and rescued him, and it's now Corky looking to fetch that ball forward. Made it up to their own 40 on the second tackle here of the visitors. Into the hands now with Jack Coventry. Coventry's taken down. Kellett's involved, as is Carl Garner and Ellison Holgate. Comes right, couple of pairs of hands, make that 3 pairs of hands before coming across then to Zach Jebson. Over the halfway line now, it is the 5 and last. Hodgson, initially look to go right. Into the hands now with Jack Aldous on the 5 and last. He won't want it, but he goes left into the hands of Corky. Pass to Chamambe, he's forward. Could tell that from here from Corky. And the judge right in front of him, put the flag in front of him, signal the referee. It is a forward pass, it'll be a handover ball. 10 short of halfway.
Still looking at it. I mean, if he stood half a yard back, I mean, there was a chance there for him to go down the left-hand side, and it's looking a bit shaky. Whitehaven's defence from there, obviously with that offload from there, but they've just got to be a bit smarter in attack and defence.
Tom McKinney is now the man to fetch it forward here. Holgate comes left. He's left. Into the hands of Kellett. He'll take Whitehaven over halfway. In around the 20-minute mark on here. Haven 8, Goole 6. Holgate goes right into the hands then of Carl Garner. Garner's going to be stopped and pushed back onto his back. Lost a metre or so there, did Garner. Holgate in a dummy half. Centre field the Whitehaven. Come left into the hands of Tyree, and then McQuinston. It's going to be taken down. 32 metres out now. Holgate goes right. Quick play the ball. Finds Jay Weatherall. Weatherall makes 10, 11, 12 metres. He's now the 5 and last centre field. 18 metres out from the goal line here. They're going to come left once more to Whitehaven. Into the hands of Tyra. Tyra kick to the corner, slightly better on this occasion. Anderson Moore rises the highest. Again to Holiday, but then Dean pushes him into touch. Good work there from Anderson Moore, just not able to get the finish because the defence was in and around, but good work on there to out-jump the experienced Thomas Halliday.
Yeah, it was better. This time, obviously, he didn't give the penalty where he challenged for the ball, and that's what you should be doing. But as I say, they finished on the right side of the touchline from there. So they did well on that occasion. Now the defence needs to be a bit cleverer.
Minns is the man to fetch it forward. Plays it 15 metres out on the first tackle. Halliday now will look to try and help his side. Gets round 1, gets round 2. Isn't going to get round the 3rd and 4th, which is Kellett and Biggerdike on this right-hand side edge for Goole. The Haven left-hand side defence. Hodgson goes into the middle with Guzdeck, the full-back. Number 3 on his back. 33 metres away from his own line. Hodgson goes left, finds Dean. Now finds Ferris, finds Corky. He's coming in towards the middle. He's Corky. It's going to be wrapped up 10 metres out. 10 metres short of halfway, my apologies. In its centre field. Comes right, pops it up into the hands now with Jebson. Jebson's going back towards the middle. And he's going to be brought down just short of halfway, just to the left of centre. Will go left, find Potter. Potter will put that kick in. It's going to be a power kick. And it's actually just down. He ended up falling over the touchline, going out on the full. It looked like it was going to go a lot deeper than that. But it means Whitehaven will have the opportunity to get the ball back pretty much halfway, Pete.
Yeah, as I say, there's just a couple of plays from Goole I mean, they're quite structured in what they do, and they're the middles are running strong and hard in that middle, and you know they're really physical. They're a physical team.
Aldous looked to catch Kellett, but referee decides on his chest, which I feel it was. Just over halfway, McKinney now finds Tyra, comes across then to Biggerdike. Whitehaven looking to make a trio of changes here. DST, Spencer Tonks getting ready to come on. Brad Brennan and Luke Collins as well. Anderson Moore goes right, finds Tyra. Aldous right in the face of Carl Garner, and Garner's wrapped up, taken down 38 metres away from the goal line. McKinney here. He's now 26, 27 metres away. Holgate goes right, finds Brown, gets the ball out then to Mitchell Todd. Todd had to bend his back to get it, but they're only 15 metres out now of Whitehaven. It is the 5 and last, just in from the popular side touchline. Taylor's going to look to go down that short side. It's bouncing all over the place. Gone left, it's gone right, it's going to be knock-ons. I don't know which it's going to be a knock-on from. I think, referees just decided it's a turnover ball, and it will be. Not the best final play option from Whitehaven, and the visitors will play this ball 10 metres out as Dean Roberts getting ready to come on for them down below us.
Yeah, just a selfish kick from Acknard back from there, and really that's saying to me that, you know, they're not kicking for everybody, they're just kicking from themselves. They're not looking for that. I mean, really, you win as a team, but you don't win as individuals.
Dean Roberts has gone on there to replace Jack Coventry for the visitors here at the recreation ground. Still a 2-point ball game in favour of Whitehaven into the 25th minute. And Roberts will look to take this ball forward up the middle now. Strong running from the interchange from the bench. Made 10-11 metres before being brought down. Centre field. They'll go over halfway now, or they should do, and they will do. Will the school side with Jack Aldous. Comes right on the 5 and last. Finds Reece Dean. Dean gets the kick. All offside, so Mitchell Todd will have a bit of room to roam here. He's going to be collected right down. It's Daniel Spencer Tonks that goes on. He replaces Jack Kellett. Brad Brennan and Luke Collins, they're coming on. He'll be replacing Tom McKinney and Carl Garner. So it looks like Holgate will stay out there, potentially move to 13, and it'll be Luke Collins that'll go in at dummy half. Brown has to dive in on dummy half on this occasion, and Biggerdike's the man to fetch it forward. Now into the hands of Brad Brennan, and Brennan will take Whitehaven over the halfway line. It really has been a middles game out there so far for both sides. Collins in there at dummy half now, into the hands of DST, and then he's made 10, 11, 12 metres, a few of them post contact. It's the 5 and last, 30 metres out, centre field, goes left into the hands of Tyra. Tyra now finds Biggerdike, there's a gap here, finds back Anderson Moore, the pass is ruled forward from Tyra to Biggerdike, and it is a handover ball. It will be 30 metres out. Can see why he's gone for that there, Kieran Tyra, but the execution just not on point.
Yeah, you're right, the execution wasn't on point, and you know, just half a yard if he'd stood there, and there was a gap down that left hand side. The winger on that occasion, John Halliday, had sort of dropped back expecting the kick, but you know, they didn't have it, and again I can just see it as another lost chance for Whitehaven.
Good work there from the Whitehaven defence, pushing the Goole man back. Collins and Spencer Tonks involved, pushing the man back there as it's now the new man Dean Roberts taking the ball forward. Joe Phillips has just been introduced to replace Jack Aldous. Goes left now into the hands of Ferris. Hasn't had a lot of ball in hands and running there as Ferris, but he's still trying to get that arm free there. He's wrapped up, taking the visitors over halfway, in and around centre field here for the former England international. Comes across a couple of pairs of hands. Dean now finds Jebson. Jebson was looking to get the ball across. Pass was poor. It was forward. It's found the touchline. And Whitehaven will have the opportunity to start this centre field 10 short of halfway.
What Whitehaven's got to do now is, you know, he's complete the set and finish off with a good kick and put them in the corner or jam them in. But you know, they've Goole have been guilty of not finishing on their own terms there for the last couple of sets that I've just been marking down. So you know, it's a tight game. As I say, it's 8-6. I think Spencer Tonks, I think he sort of used his elbow there, so the referees give the ball. So that's a real poor penalty, especially on halfway and first play of the ball.
Yeah, really poor there from
he might
he might see some sort of card here. I was just looking down, I didn't really see anything in it, but obviously Pete, you've seen it. You said he run forward with his elbow.
I think looking at it, Geordie, he sort of led with his arm, put over there. I don't know whether he caught his elbow, but the player's going to make a lot about it. But the referee's going to talk with his linesman now and just see what's going on. So, especially with Daniel Spencer-Tonks just coming on, just giving a penalty away, especially when he's got the ball, it's criminal.
On a warm afternoon as well. He's having a word with Connor Holiday first of all, so I think he said he's run with his back pocket. Yellow for Daniel Spencer-Tonks. You've just come onto the field on your second debut. And so I want to say, what is it leading with the arm? I'm going to have to wait for the signal here to see what the penalty actually is for, but it's going to be, saying, dangerous contact really, isn't it?
He's caught it and the referee's seen it, so obviously the linesman's saying something as well, so obviously he's put all the
running with the forearm.
He's put all the onus on his teammates now.
That's poor there from DST. He's only been out there a minute, and now his side are going to have to do some defending with 12 men in what is a warm afternoon out here at the recreation ground. Ball's come out of the tackle, but referee.
No, it's the one from
Alan Billington.
It's the one from the kick.
Oh, is it? Oh, fair dues. I'll let him off. I didn't see it in the hands there of Corky. He'll play this ball now, 15 metres out. Into the hands then of Joe Phillips, fresh from the bench. Phillips taken down 11 metres out to the left hand side of the post, the area. Will go down that short left hand side into the hands of Corky. And he's got that ball down on the left hand side as the former Featherstone Rover and the former Hull FC man. He stretched out, he kept himself going, and it's his 4th try of the season. Goole hit the front here at the recreation ground. I make it 29 minutes gone. Whitehaven down to 12 temporarily due to the sin binning of Daniel Spencer-Tonks, and Goole have took full advantage.
Yeah, they've took advantage, of course, and Daniel Spencer-Tonks should be holding his head in shame there for what he's done, because they just fetched it down the short side. They just run at Cameron Brown on there, and obviously they were targeting him, and they've got a one-on-one and went over. So had a bit of insult to injury there from there. So it's double jeopardy there with Daniel Spencer-Tonks.
As I mentioned, his 4th try of the season for Manoa were Corky. So spent time at Hull and Featherstone last season. And he'll now be Reece Dean. They'll have the opportunity to look at tagging on the extras, but they have taken the lead here of the Vikings. It's Whitehaven 8, Goole 10. Have the opportunity, 23 metres on the straight. Will Dean. Not too far in from the touchline, maybe 2 or 3 metres. He'll come on it now. Right footed will Reece Dean. Fantastic near touchline conversion from Reece Dean, and it means as we're just short of the half-hour mark here at the recreation ground, it's Whitehaven 8, Goole Vikings 12.
Yeah, Whitehaven's put pressure on themselves there, or if not, Daniel Spencer-Tonks has. So what they've got to be doing now is, obviously just seeing these next 8.5 minutes out there that they've got, and just being a bit smarter with the ball. As I say, Daniel Spencer-Tonks had the ball before, and it's an absolute criminal offence to give a penalty away while you've got the ball, and on this occasion that's what he's did, and it's resulted in Goole getting a try.
Weatherall with the kick-off, collected deep by Reece Dean, and it's now I think Dean Roberts the man to fetch it forward here. He's going to be wrapped up 11-12 metres away from his own line. Collins and Holiday involved in the tackle, going back towards the middle now. This will be Joe Phillips. Finds his front 20 metres away from his own line at centre field. Going to come right once more into the hands of Zach Jebson. Jebson's going to be taken down. Tyra and Collins complete that tackle, going back towards the middle now with Tyler Craig put down onto his back, 16-17 metres short of halfway. Now that'll only be 5 or 6 metres when Phillips fetches this ball forward, but it is the 5 and last, pretty much in its centre. Will go left into the hands of Jack Potter. Potter will get the kick in. It's going to be right down the throat of Mitchell Todd, 20 metres away from his own line, but yet again the chase is good from Goole, and they'll wrap him up just short of his own 30 here.
Another good set from Goole. Why do we need to take a leaf out of their book and start finishing better on their terms? But they're going to be shouting for that. I don't like anything like that. There's something against you. It was a bit of a high tackle, but nothing more.
Bickerdike plays the ball, goes right. Max Anderson moving in off the wing, trying to take his side forward here. Put down there is the winger. 8 metres short of halfway, pretty much in at centre field. Collins in there at dummy half, goes right, finds Brown, now Holiday. Connor Holiday will take Whitehaven over halfway. And then will be a penalty. Is it for a ball steal, or is it? Yep, it is for hands in on the ball. And an opportunity for Whitehaven to kick this deep and start potentially 25, 20, even hopefully 20 metres out.
Yeah, they've got to be doing is just finishing it, even if, obviously they don't get a try or anything, but as long as they keep the visitors down that end of the field, so it's harder it is, so it's going to be easier with 12 men keeping them down there.
Kick isn't the best from Cam Brown. He's maybe 14 metres, and Whitehaven will start this, probably 10 metres shallower than they wanted to. Comes across a couple of pairs of hands, and now Brad Brennan. Brennan will keep his legs pumping as the man falls off the tackle, and he's taken Whitehaven to that 20 metre mark. Good work from the experienced Brad Brennan. Collins in there at dummy half. He'll come left now into the hands of Tyra. Tyra dummies and goes round one. He's just going to be wrapped up there by Joe Phillips. Is Tyra. Collins in at dummy half. 12-13 metres out. Goes right to Cam Brown. Brown just pops it up to Connor Holiday. Whitehaven within 10 now. Well within 10. To the right hand side of the post, attacking the Kells end in this first half. Comes left now into the hands of Brown. Brown then finds Ellison Holgate still out there in at loose forward now. Put down onto his back is Holgate, but he must be a metre out. Just to the left hand side of the post. Collins in there at dummy half, pops it up. Brad Brennan. And I think the post padding come to Goole sort of saviour there. They've been able to get himself underneath Brad Brennan. It's a tactic Whitehaven have tried to use week after week, and it just hasn't come off as of yet. He's been held up on most occasions as Brad Brennan, and he'll have an opportunity he's going to have to go back and play it on the 10 metres. It is the 5 and last. So Collins will be in there at dummy half. He will go right into the hands end of Brown. Brown puts the kick, and it's going to come back into the hands of Cam Brown. It's ricocheted, and Whitehaven have levelled up. Brown reacted the fastest to that kick being ricocheted. Collects it, and the Australian goes in for his 5th try of the season. Does the halfback, scores a level here at the recreation ground. 6.5 to go till half time as we make it Whitehaven 12, Goole 12.
Yeah, Cameron Brown got the ball there on last tackle, and he put a kick in which was going to be for the chase for the guys coming on there. He got a lucky deflection and obviously picked it back up and scored probably about 10 or 12 yards to the right of the post. So they've got something better out of it than what they have done. But as I said, they've just got to keep this now just till half time and just being clever and smart and as I said, they can't give any penalties away. They've got to be disciplined, and I know Anthony Muddy's always talking about being disciplined, with the ball and without the ball, and that's what they've got to be doing.
Jay Weatherall will have the opportunity to try and level the scores. Ryan Wright just being introduced by the visitors. Make it around about 5.5 to go to the half-time break. And Weatherall will have an opportunity here. Comes at it, left-footed. Whitehaven lead once more. Whitehaven 14. Goole Vikings 12. 3 from 3 is Jay Weatherall. And even more of a bonus, getting some points on the board while you are a man down, Pete.
Well, definitely, yeah, but it's got to be a lesson to be learned from there. You can't lead with your arm or can't lead with your elbow. I mean, you could maybe do it in the old days, but obviously this is the new era.
I don't even think Gary Charlton they would have got away with that one, Pete, I'll be honest.
Only man to get signed out twice in different countries.
Kick-off comes now forward with Brad Brennan. Good run there from Brennan, and he'll take Whitehaven to just over their own 20. Collins in a dummy half into the hands now of Mitchell Todd, who's coming off the wing to try and help his side forward here, and he's done well there as Todd hasn't been pushed back any and has got Whitehaven to a metre short of 30. Goes right now into the hands of Chris Taylor from Luke Collins in a dummy half. Gets the offload away into the hands of Collins, and Collins will be taken down just over his own 40 here. Holgate dives in a dummy half, goes right into the hands of Connor Holiday. Gets the offload away, but it isn't the best. Bounces into the hands of Holgate, back over halfway go in the Goole half here to Whitehaven. Held call from Alan Billington. Trying to get up and play the ball, it's slow. Collins in there at dummy half, goes right into the hands end of Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdike does well, makes post contact meters. They're 30 metres out. It is the 5 and last, in line with the left hand side post, attacking the Kells end here at Whitehaven. Comes left, Tyra trying to find game management, and he hasn't found the touchline, but he means Halliday's had to try and trap it with his foot. He's got the ball away to Guzdek. Guzdek's going to try and get away, pushes off Cam Brown, and it's going to be Mitchell Todd who fetches the man down. Goole calling for a high tackle. Chimambe now will be the man to fetch it forward. He's taken down, didn't make too many metres as the former KR man. Into the middle now with Halliday. And Whitehaven's defence on top here in this set so far. They're limiting the Vikings metres. Third tackles are still short of their own 20. It's a dusty pitch out there. It's been dry in West Cumbria for quite a few days now. And the man's lost the ball at one contact. Pushed off Cam Brown. Ball in his hands now with Luke Collins. Daniel Spencer-Thompson back out there. Whitehaven back up to a full complement of 13. Holgate dives in at dummy half. If Whitehaven get another try here before half time, they'll be very happy with their work sort of post that sin binning. But they are back up to a full complement of 13 now. DST is back out there, and he runs this ball forward to Spencer-Tongs, trying to make up for his error. He's been brought down 6 again in favour here of Whitehaven. First one of the half. Goes right into the hands of Conor Holliday. Can Holliday get his arm free and get that ball down? He can't. He's going to be ruled held up over the line. There is the Whitehaven captain. Great work from some of the forwards there to take Whitehaven forward, Pete.
Yeah, they're running with a bit more aggression now. I mean, obviously Spencer Tonks, he's took his medicine now, and what he's got to do is he's got to make up for that now. But the couple of middles are running strong. Brennan
finds Tyler, finds Jay Wetherill, finds Bickerdike. Bickerdike and gets it. Oh, he's got the ball down there. There's even Bickerdike. Yep. Initially thought he'd run out of the room. He was looking for Max Anderson-Moore. I don't think he knew where the try line was, but he's just got his arm out, put the ball down, and Ethan Bickerdike gets his 4th try of the season, and Whitehaven will be very happy with the work post that sin binning of DST, and also conceding that try later on. Back up to a full complement of 13, and they've extended their lead. It is now Whitehaven 18, Goole Vikings 12.
Yeah, that come from a right to left shift. I mean, Jay Wetherill hit Ethan Bickerdike, and he's running. He looked like he was running out of space to try and get over, and really got over the line, and he fell on his back, and he just reached over with his arms to put it down over the line, and the referee and the linesman were right on with it there. So it was a good score, and especially a good score just before half time.
And Jay Wetherill will have an opportunity to try and tag on the extras and make it within the final minute here of the first half. Make it around about 40 seconds to go on my watch. But Jay Wetherill will have the opportunity here. Come at it left footed. He's what, 1.5 metres in from the touchline, even that. 25 metres on the straight. It is a tough angle for Jay Wetherill. But he's 3 from 3 so far this afternoon. He's the Whitehaven fullback. Will come at it now. Left footed. Nope, nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. And there's the hooter. So right on half time for successive weeks for Whitehaven that they've scored. And it is now Whitehaven 18, Goole Vikings 12. They will attack the Kells end in this second half, and we are underway. That kick-off is out on the full. Second time we've seen a kick go out on the full. First one was obviously a kick on a 5 and last from this Goole side, and the second one is right from kick-off, and not the way you want to start your second half, Pete.
No, they're coach killers, them, aren't they? I mean, you've just come in after half time, and you're just saying what you need to be doing, and right from the kick-off, they're going to put the ball out on the full. So absolute, poor.
So Whitehaven kick it 20 metres. Chris Taylor will take the tap 30 metres away from this Goole line. Spencer Tonks is now the man to run it forward, and keeps his legs pumping up on contact as DST. Eventually taken down. He's 15 metres out, maybe a little bit closer actually, is DST. To the left hand side of the post, middle now with Ellison Holgate. And wrapped up less than 10 metres away, 8 or so metres out here of Whitehaven in line with the left hand side post. Collins will go left into the hands of Tyler. Tyler with the double pump, goes round one, goes round two, finds Luke Collins with the offload. Can the Australian get over? He can't, he's brought down just short. Holgate will dive in at dummy half. He's a metre or two at the most out. Comes back to Cam Brown. Brown then finds Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor spins out to the tackle, gets the offload away into Brown. Brown throws it wildly to Todd, but he collects. Mitchell Todd, he's just going to be hauled down short. Collins in there, look to go and find Connor Holliday. Pass was probably back left. Holliday's hauled down short. 5 and last at a metre out here at Whitehaven. Collins now finds DST. Daniel Spencer-Tongs crashes over and makes up for that error in terms of getting Simbin in the first half. He scores his 6th ever try in a Whitehaven shirt, the first in his second spell. Does Daniel Spencer-Tongs. Whitehaven extend their lead. It is Whitehaven 22, Goole Vikings 12.
What Scott Taylor will be doing on the video during the week is highlighting their errors that they were doing, and they're highlighting an error from a kick going right into touch off the kick off, and really they've as from before, another insult to injury score there. And Daniel Spencer-Tongs, he needs to do a few more of them to try and make up to his teammates. But as I say, it's a good start for Whitehaven and a poor one for Goole on this first couple of minutes.
Whitehaven now lead 22 points to 12 here at the recreation ground, with Joe Wetherill having an opportunity here to try and make it 12-point advantage. Should be the most advantage any side has had so far this afternoon. 22 metres on the straight, 10 metres in from this grandstand touchline, left-footed Joe Wetherill, and he curves it over. There's Joe Wetherill, so it is Whitehaven 24, Goole Vikings 12. And Whitehaven had a pretty much perfect start to the first half, Pete. They've had a perfect start to the second as well. Yeah,
you'll just see this kick that's going here now. I can bet you everything that I've got that he's going to keep this ball in on this side, because otherwise, Scott Taylor will be right down his throat.
Yeah, definitely keeps it on this occasion. Cam Brown collects from the kick-off, then finds Brad Brennan. Had to reach for it a little bit there, did Brennan, but he's made it to past his own 20. Plays the ball now. Collins in there at dummy half. Now finds Mitchell Todd. And Todd's going to be wrapped up. 15 short of halfway already on just second tackle here at Whitehaven. Goes back towards the middle now with Brown. Brown runs it across, goes out the back then to Tyra. Tyra will then find Jay Wetherill. Wetherill's going to look and try and find a gap. The fullback's going to be wrapped up 3 metres short of halfway. 10 in from that grandstand touchline. Tyra just pops it up to DST once more. He's put down onto his back. 5 over halfway. Collins in at dummy half. Looks to go down that short side with Tyra. Tyra then finds McQuinston, who's almost through the gap, but he's wrapped up. It is now the 5 and last. 32 metres out. Comes right into the hands of Tyra. Tyra nearly fumbles, so the kick isn't the best. It'll bounce kindly into the hand of Guzdek. Unlucky there from Kieran. Tyra just didn't get the collection there first of all and put his hand up to acknowledge it was his error, Pete.
Yeah, it was a good set from Whitehaven, and they were targeting the two halfbacks, on either side of the field, and really they made a bit of room for them, and obviously they were going right at them. So and that's what you've got to be doing, just targeting them guys, and hopefully you can get through on them.
Holliday's trying to escape the defence. It's a fantastic one-on-one tackle in the end up by Ellison Holgate. Potter dives in at dummy half, and they're trying to target Holgate once more, but you're not going to get too much change out of Ellison Holgate. Dean Roberts is the man trying to target him on that occasion. Right will then find Joe Phillips. All the interchanges combine in there. 5 metres over halfway on the 5 and last. Centre field will go right into the hands of Dean. Dean's kick isn't the best. It's just end over end. It's collected, however, it was collected by Mins. Mins gets it through to Dean. Whitehaven going to have to react here. Mitchell Todd's going to have to get there. Does he have to knock it dead? Is it a top 20? It's going to be a top 20. Whitehaven survive from what was an awful kick from Reece Dean. Whitehaven almost caught out there, but Jay Wetherill will now take a quick tap and make 11-12 metres.
I think the better option there would have been the pass rather than the kick going through, because he had support on his left and on his right just to finish it off.
Chris Taylor now the man to take it forward on the second tackle here. Or that'll be the first tackle because it went dead, so there was the 0 tackle first of all. So this will be second tackle now with Rio McQuinston, and he takes Whitehaven over halfway. 20 in from the Popular side touchline, comes across now into the hands of Brad Brennan. Brennan centre field, takes Whitehaven to sort of 35-ish metres away from this goal line here. Comes right to Brown. Brown then finds DST, goes round the back of Luke Collins. OK, says referee Alan Billington. 23 metres out, going to go down left, which is the short side. Tyra now finds Brown. Brown then finds Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdike's going to be wrapped up. 15 metres out here to Whitehaven. It is the 5 and last. 10 in from the grandstand touchline. Anderson Moo is the man in there at dummy half. Tyler looks to put the kick forward. It's going to have to be dealt with. It's Jack Potter, the standoff that's in there. Whitehaven will try and nail him, and do nail him behind the try line. They've forced the goal line drop out there of Whitehaven. They're getting on top in the second half.
Yeah, they're getting the game together now. Obviously they're finishing on their terms. They're kicking for each other. They've got a kick chase there that's gone, and they're working better as a team. So obviously they're on an upward trend.
Bailey Dawson on now for the Goole Vikings. Just making sure it is the same Bailey Dawson that was here from Castleford Tigers. I think it is. But Brown collects the goal line dropout. Gets round 1, gets round 2, gets round 3. Nearly through there is Cam Brown. Yeah, it is the same Bailey Dawson. He spent a few games on loan here from Castleford Tigers a few seasons ago. Spent last season at Dewsbury when they were relegated from the Championship. DST is 10 metres out as he plays his ball. Goes left now into the hands of Tyra. Tyra then finds Brad Brennan. Shouldn't be stopping, and they are gonna. Held up once more there is Brad Brennan. It was fantastic work. I'm not too sure who's got underneath Brad Brennan, but there was 2 or 3 of them in and around there, and it's brought down just short.
The gaps are coming now, aren't they? Because obviously, they're being a bit more disciplined with the ball.
Brown finds now Chris Taylor. Taylor steps back inside 1, back inside 2. Gets away from both of them. Trying to find a gap here is Chris Taylor. Puts the kick forward. That wasn't the best option, I don't think. Ooh, it was in and around there, and Halliday was close to going off that railway end wall. But he's able to take a quick tap here, is Halliday.
They're just gone away from it again. I mean, Chris Taylor's not really known for his kicks over into the in-goal area, and as I say, it was just a bit of a hurried kick rather than leave it to your half-backs to put through and kick for each other. And again, insult to injury comes with a penalty by Whitehaven. So really, one error is compounded by another.
Don't forget, Chris Taylor was signed as a half-back. I mean, we're talking a lot of years ago now. He was signed as a half-back, but yet obviously made his natural home at centre over the years as Chris Taylor. But man of the match in the Academy Grand Final for Wigan, playing at number 6. Like I said, it was a long time ago.
Yes, that's all I'll say to that, George. But no, really, if you're going to be doing it, putting the kick in there and getting your chasing team. I think it was only on tackle 4 as well, so nobody's really ready to get onto that.
Ball comes across from dummy half. It's in the hands now of Dean Roberts for the Vikings. The 23 metres away from this Whitehaven line here are Goole. Right in there at dummy half. Comes across to Dawson, who seems to have gone in at loose forward into the hands now of Brett Ferris. Ferris trying to get that arm free. Not really anyone there in the white of Goole who wanted that. Right in there at dummy half. Goes right into the hands of Dawson. Into the hands now of Dean. Rio McQuinston now will collect that loose ball. Dean was obviously expecting his teammate to take it. His teammate wasn't expecting it. And Whitehaven now get an opportunity to start this new set, and Chris Taylor will be the man to fetch it forward here on what's classed as thirst tackle, because the first one referee wiped it clean. So Taylor will look to get a quick play of the ball. Holgate will have to dive in a dummy half. Max Anderson Moo is in off the wing to take this ball forward. He takes Whitehaven over halfway. Put down onto his back is the former Badham Workington man. Comes right now into the hands of Mitchell Todd. Todd put down onto his back. Dawson has his hands in his face.
Yeah, a bit of facial there.
Into the hands then of Brad Brennan. Tries to twist and spin out to the tackle. Does Brad Brennan. Tries to get his arm free. They are 31 metres out here. Whitehaven need to slow play the ball. Collins comes right into the hands of DST. Finds Cam Brown. Now finds Conor Holliday. Holliday's through the gap. Back inside then Ellison Holgate. It's his second try of the afternoon for Ellison Holgate. It's his 5th of the season. and Whitehaven extend their lead once more. Fantastic play there with the pass. Holiday broke through, then gets it back inside to Ellison Holgate, puts the ball down underneath the sticks. Whitehaven 28, Goole Vikings 12.
Yeah, Ellison Holgate's been at the forefront of everything that Whitehaven's did in defence and attack today. You know, he's had a great game, and he's always sniffing around that middle for the ball. So it was just it was a quick play of the ball from Daniel Spencer-Tonks that give them the background just to try and get through that middle, and it was easy, and all it was, it came down to 2 versus 1 at the end. You know, Connell had the peace of mind just to keep hold of the ball and just put his number 9 over on between the sticks, and you know, I say it's another 6-pointer. So, but as I say, it's another completion.
As I mentioned, it's his 5th try of the season for Ellison Holgate. Really, he's making that step up from the NCL Premier, and Jay Weatherall is another man who's made, of course, the step up from the NCL with Hensington last season. He's now 5 from 6. It's Whitehaven 30, Goole 12, just ticked over into the 53rd minute here at the Recreation Ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. Haven have an 18-point advantage, and we weren't expecting to be saying that 12 minutes into the second half, Pete, with such a tight game in the first half.
No, I mean, and Gills came up with a few errors that, you know, that really that could have been stopped, but you know, it's poor on their part, and as I was saying, you know, they'll be looking at all these headers on the video that we're doing with Scott Taylor this week.
Brown collects the kick-off and then finds Brad Brennan once more. Just sort of jogged into that, did Brad Brennan on that occasion. Ball in the hands now with DST, and DST will play this ball. Collins in there at dummy half. He scoots and makes 12-13 metres before being met by this Goole defence. Just short of his own 40 as he plays his ball. Holgate in there at dummy half. Connor Holiday now with ball in hand. That combination of Collins in at 9 but Holgate being out there at 13 working quite well there, Pete.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. It's given them a different angle, different line of attack for going there. And you know, Ellison Holgate again, you know, he's got a penalty there for a high tackle, but as I say, you know, he's shown a lot of, you know, acceleration from that middle, and really he's making a nuisance of himself, and you know, Goole don't like it.
Cam Brown with another opportunity now to put the ball into touch. Pretty much on halfway is the Australian. Makes 20 metres again, and Whitehaven, when they were in this position last time, scored through DST. Taylor will take the tap, finds Brown, now finds Holgate once more, getting through a lot of work there. Is Ellison Holgate, as Peter Smith has alluded to several times in this second half. Collins in there at dummy half, will go left into the hands of Brown, finds DST. Wrapped up is Daniel Spencer-Tonks. 12-13 metres out. Collins comes right into the hands of Brennan. Brennan's trying to find some gap there, is the big man. Taken down. 5 and last, is it?
6 again.
6 again, I was going to say that's early. Comes right into the hands of Holgate. Holgate looking for the hat-trick potentially. He's going to be wrapped up. It's taken 4 of them to get him anywhere near the ground, and they're still not able to. Great strength shown there. Collins comes left to Brad Brennan. Brennan gets the ball down. Does Brad Brennan? Spun out to the tackle. Did the experienced prop forward. It's Whitehaven's 3rd try of the second half. That is their 5th try in 20 minutes if you include them 2 at the back end of the first half as well. And now find themselves 34-12 in front. Brad Brennan with his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, you can see all the Goole players now. They put their heads down. The body language isn't really that good. But as I say, you know, Whitehaven stuck the bull by the horns here, and you know, they've come up with some good players and some good lines to run as well. So obviously that's been the thoughts of Anthony Murray at half time. He just told them to, you know, tidy up a few errors. I mean, don't give the penalty away, you know, up your completion rates. I mean, on days like this as well, it's going to prove pivotal, and it has done with as you were saying, Jordan, all them tries in so many minutes.
Scores from around rugby league: Batley 12, Bradford 32, Halifax 6, Doncaster 8, London 12, Sheffield 4, Widnes 10, Featherstone 16. So that's 7-4 in the first half was a mistake. York 0, Hunslet 0. That was a 4 o'clock kick-off, that one. Weatherall will come at it, and he's 6 from 7 so far this afternoon is Jay Weatherall. That makes it here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 36, Goole 12 down at Cougar Park. Keighley are look to be still searching for their first victory of the season. It's Keighley 6, Workington Town 28 in our sister commentary on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online this afternoon. So they're going to be left searching. And here at the recreation ground, Goole are searching for a way back into this game, and they've attempted to go short. Connor Holliday collects. Chimamwe was nowhere near battling Holliday for that. And Holliday will collect this ball here. Taylor in at dummy half. He's worked well there as Connor Holliday to escape from so many tackles. Bailey Dawson, he's down in back play. Collins in there at dummy half, goes left into the hands of Kieran Tyler. Will now find McQuinston. McQuinston will then find Biggerdyke, and Biggerdyke's taken Whitehaven over the halfway line. Anderson moving in at dummy half into the hands now of Tyra. Tyra runs it across the line once and twice before getting it out now to Connor Holliday. Now finds Taylor. Taylor to Mitchell Todd. Mitchell Todd's taken out. Is Connor Holliday here in back play? Mitchell Todd once, twice, 3, 4 times. Oh, and he's just going to be hauled down there, is Mitchell Todd. The match review panel will no doubt have a look at that Connor Holliday being taken out. In the meanwhile, DST has ball in hand. It is the 5 and last. Whitehaven are 12 metres out here, in line with the right hand side post. Collins will go right into the hands of Brown. Brown puts a little kick in behind. Chamber's going to have to deal with it and knock it dead. Whitehaven continue to knock on the door, and he's really on top in the second half, Pete.
Yeah, it's another good set from Whitehaven. You know, a team effort from that second half. You look at that first half, I think it was just all individual stuff that they were doing. So, you know, they've came together as a team, and, you know, they've really put Goole to the sword this second half. But as I say, you know, there's a bit of a way to go yet. But as I said, Goole are looking like a beaten team now. They had numbers. Sorry, Joe. They had numbers on the left-hand side. I thought it might have went there. As I say, you know, these gaps appearing left, right, and centre now. So, you know, that's to do with all the completions from Whitehaven had. I mean, Goole's only had 3 sets this half, and, you know, they've incompleted 2 of them. You know, Whitehaven's had 8, and they've only incompleted 1.
Attempted to go short from the goal line drop out, NRL style, but couldn't do that. Holgate's the man to collect, and it means Whitehaven are back within 12 metres. I don't like this going short from dropouts. I don't see the advantage from it, but goes left now into the hands of Tyra. Tyra looked to go left. He's tried to spin round. It back inside to Jay Weatherall, and Weatherall's the man that's going to be taken down. The Whitehaven fullback will play this 2 metres out. Goes left into the hands of Rio McQuinston, and he's going to get his first try in a Whitehaven shirt. Is the former Millen man back in after that knee injury, which has kept him out for a good few number of weeks. For the former England community Lion, and Whitehaven are running rampant so far in the second half. That's their 4th try before the hour mark, and it is Whitehaven 40, Goole Vikings 12.
Yeah, that came off the back of another, you know, repeat set that they got the ball over the line with. So, you know, Whitehaven's running high this second half, probably about 95%. I've got them at. You know, Goole's had three sets, and it's really it's taking its toll on them now, because obviously they're getting a lot more fatigued, a lot more tired, and the gaps are appearing left, right, and centre. And what Whitehaven are doing, they're just picking them gaps off.
And that'll be his last action. Will Rio McQuinston, he's had an hour on his return. Ellis Nixon will be the man to go out there and place him, and when you're able to introduce a fresh man at the hour mark, it's not the worst thing in the world to do.
No, he's just using his squad rightly there. He's Anthony Murray, he's giving his lads a go. So, you know, Brad Brennan, he's made some good yards in that middle as well, and, you know, they're going to compound it now with Tom McKinney coming on, and he's going to add a bit more zip to them.
Jay Weatherall, fantastic conversion attempt from Jay Weatherall. He's 7 from 8 so far this afternoon, is Jay Weatherall. It means now it's Whitehaven 42, Goole 12. 24 unanswered points in 20 minutes, Pete, in the second half. Anthony Murray will have nothing to complain about in the second half so far. No,
it's probably over with now as a contest, as we'd said there. But as I say, you know, it all happened in that first kick of the when they kicked off, and it just went dead. But obviously Whitehaven's just fluffed the lines there with Cameron Brown just knocking that ball into touch off his leg. But, you know, it's the first time that Goole's probably been down here.
Yeah, the kick-off fell just short of Cam Brown there, a bit shallower than what the previous ones had been. Whitehaven couldn't react fast enough. Cam Brown tried to trap it but couldn't, and it's gone over the touchline, meaning Goole have an opportunity here to start this 10 metres out or so.
But that's the time you've got to switch on, especially when you've just scored a try and you think everything's rosy. But as I say, they didn't do it there.
Into the hands now of Zach Jebson on that right hand side. Has said his name an awful lot in this second half, as we did in the first. Comes left now into the hands and a Jack Coventry back out there for this Goole side. And he's going to be hauled down. Stopped short. Comes left into the hands of Dean. Into the hands then of the returning Jack Aldous, who's back out there now as well. Been out for a good few minutes but haven't had an opportunity to have ball in hand. Comes left into the hands of Bailey Dawson, who'll then shift it right, and it's going to be intercepted, nearly intercepted by Kieran Tyra. It's going to go left, it's going to go right. Tyra was a wave, could he collect it, but it was just too high for Kieran Tyra, and it means it'll be a scrum down, head and feed to Goole here. Nothing wrong with the attempt from Kieran Tyra, just he needed to be 2 inches taller, Pete.
Just a poor pass from the second row. The second row passed on the left hand side through the Harbour Bridge pass on the right there, and as I say, he nearly got his hands to it. But
Whitehaven's won it against the head. When was the last time you seen a scrum won against the head?
Never.
I only ever seem to see Whitehaven do it. There's a good few occasions I do remember. Not in Halliday's getting frustrated out there, and Holgate just bumped him off on 2 separate occasions, and now Tom McKinney's taken high. Referee Alan Bilton just shakes his head. They're getting frustrated, are this Goole side? First opportunity they've had of real ball, and they've lost it against the head at the scrum. Chris Taylor's lost that ball upon contact, however, but as soon as he's hit the floor, it's like concrete on that recreation ground pitch, especially in the middle out there, and he wasn't able to keep up on contact. But Whitehaven should have had the penalty beforehand for the high tackle on Tom McKinney, so it is what it is. 62.5 minutes gone.
Well, normally when they do get against the head, they get a strike against the head, the referee normally stops it and gives it back. But on this occasion, Alan's let the game go. Give him his due. He's had quite a good game.
Ball goes out into the hands now of Guzdek. There's a Goole man down in back play.
He took him late.
Well, I think someone's seeking revenge for that one on Connor Holiday earlier on. We still play on. Referee into the hands now of Jack Coventry. He didn't see anything wrong with it, or didn't see anything at all, did Alan Billington. Comes left now into the hands of Dean. Now finds Potter. Potter with the dummy, finds Ferris. Ferris will try and get his arm free, but he's going to be put down there. Is Brett Ferris. Goes deck in there at dummy half. Will come right into the hands of Potter. He'll pop it up and into the hands of Jack Aldous. Aldous will be wrapped up. 6 again. Collins judged to have slowed that down far too much, and it'll be a penalty for a high shot, so Goole continue to knock on the door here. Judged to have kept his arm in too long there at Luke Collins. And the 6 again, and then from the resulting play after that, it's been a tackle for a high shot. So Goole will take the tap. They're only 10 metres out. It's into the hands now of Bailey Dawson. Dawson wrapped up, taken down. Holiday and Collins involved in the tackle. Comes left, pass is awful. And then Cam Brown's judged to have been offside.
Just getting a bit scruffy now, isn't
it? It is. No, judged to have tackled the man without the ball. Well, he can't have tackled the man without the ball, because the reason the play of the ball was scruffy, or the pass was scruffy, is because Whitehaven had got there. Oh well, fair dues. Goole will continue to knock on the door. 15.5 minutes to go as we make it here at the recreation ground. Goes right into the hands of Potter and into the hands of Jack Aldous one more, but he's going to be taken down. Whitehaven's focus is turned from attack to defence here. Comes left into the hands then of Jack Potter. Couple of pairs of hands before finding Manoa Corky. And he's going to be hauled down. Ferris in there at dummy half. He's not the man you want in there at dummy half. Comes right into the hands of Potter. Potter pops it up then into the hands of Jack Coventry. Put him onto his back. Holgate and McKinney, Spencer Tonks in that tackle. Comes left into the hands of Ferris once more. Gets into Manoa with Corky. He's hauled down just short. He's with Corky. It's the 5 and last. Hodgson in there at dummy half. Will go right into the hands of Dean. Dean will put the crossfield kick in. Max Anderson-Moore all day long rises the highest, but then they've pushed him back behind the goal line dropout, behind the try line, and have forced the goal line dropout. Have the visitors, and they will continue to knock on the door here.
Yeah, it was just a bit of a lucky kick from there, and give Max Anderson-Moore his due there. He rose above it and he took the ball and he took it in the in goal. So it's the first time that Goule's had a repeat set in this half.
Stop the clock because Whitehaven are passing around amongst themselves for the goal line dropout here. Jay Wetherill has eventually got ball in hand, and we are back on. Whitehaven will look to go deep. It's going to be behind Jack Potter. Comes off the foot of Neil Chimambe, goes back, collects on halfway. Just continues with the scruffy theme of the game really ever since the hour mark, and Chimambe has fetched it back up to 33 metres away from his own line. Potter's in there at dummy half, goes left into the hands of Brett Fettis. He runs at Cameron Brown, but Taylor gets involved as well, and they complete the tackle. 22 metres out with Corky in a dummy half, goes right into the hands of Jack Alders, spins away from DST, spins away from Cam Brown, but they'll then complete the tackle with Luke Collins. Hodgson in there at dummy half, 10 metres out, goes right into the hands then of Reece Dean, and the hands now with Jack Potter. Potter with the dummy, steps back inside as Jack Potter, and he's going to be held up over the line at the last minute. Is Jack Potter. Jack Kellett getting ready to come back on for Whitehaven down below us here.
Good defence there from Whitehaven, and also it was good play from Goole. There was the first time the halfback sort of squared up and went down the line.
They've gone right down the short side, and the pass is awful, absolutely awful. Goes behind Thomas Halliday. I think it might have been Jebson on that side, which if it was him, it's the first incorrect thing he's done all afternoon, especially in attack. And it's a Whitehaven ball here, and they'll play the ball 10 metres out away from their own line.
Yeah, just a rushed pass, wasn't it? That's all it was, and really that's down to the defence from Whitehaven, who's good up there and probably spooked the halfback into throwing a poor ball into the touchline. But as I say, it's quite poor from Goole on that occasion. But give credit to Whitehaven's defence.
Chris Taylor will be on the man to fetch it forward. Ellison Holgate's finally getting a break. 67.5 minutes he's done out there. Jack Kellett's gone back out in at loose forward to replace him. Fantastic effort from Ellison Holgate. 2 tries, and I think I'll safely say he'll be given my man of the match this afternoon. Whitehaven continue to fetch his ball forward now. They're pulled down 25 metres away from their own line through Max Anderson-Moore into the hands now of Mitchell Todd. Mitchell Todd will be picked up and dumped legally 32 metres away, centre field. Collins in there at dummy half, goes left into the hands of Tom McKinney. McKinney will be put down onto his back, and there's players down left, right and centre here for Goole. Goes left into the hands now with Jay Wetherill, slightly forward in my opinion, but he's nearly through there, is Wetherill, before being taken down. It's a 5 and last. They're 35 metres away, 6 again actually now in favour of Whitehaven. They get a fresh set of 6. Kellett is the man to now fetch it forward, so this will be 0 tackle. Collins goes left into the hands of Tyra, now finds an Ellis Nixon. Nixon's lost it, and it's been judged to have been stripped, so it's a penalty here for Whitehaven. Just under 11.5 to go as we make it. Ricky Wright, Christ, that's a throwback. Ryan Wright comes back on for Goole. The Goole man, I can't quite see who it is, can't tell who it is from here, but he's been withdrawn. Not looking the best is that man, but Kellett's now the man to take this ball forward from the penalty. 10 metres out in line with the left hand side post. Collins in there at dummy half, numbers up on this right hand side. Tyler finds DST, bounces off one, does DST, but then taken down. 4-5 metres out just to the right hand side of the post. Collins then pops it up to Tom McKinney. He's done well there as Goole, first of all to stop him and then keep him from putting the ball down over the line.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a favourite play for them. I mean, they do the same with Brad Brennan and obviously Tom McKinney on that occasion. Nearly just unlucky to get over, but there's still holes appearing in the Goole defence.
Ellis Nixon now the man to fetch it forward, wrapped up 5 metres out, maybe a little bit further. Collins comes right into the hands of Tyler, who runs across the line, pops it up to DST. He's trying to get round the defence, is DST. Then caught high, gets the offload away to Wetherill. It's been knocked back. We're coming back for a penalty or a knock on. What are we coming back for? Anyone left, right, centre? It's going to be a Whitehaven knock on. The offload was just sort of thrown out. It was fired out towards Jay Weatherall. Couldn't do an awful lot about it. Scrum down, head and feet to Goole.
Again, they've got to be a bit more clinical with that. I mean, I had them running high there. Obviously, every time they're coming down this side of the field, they're getting joy, they're getting a try. They've just got to be a bit more disciplined for looking after that ball. And
Cumbria fetches the ball forward from the scrum. Cam Brown met him. Chris Taylor helped him complete the tackle. Going to look to come down the short side in the hands of Ferris, and Conor Holliday recognised that danger and called some men over, and that man that come over is Tom McKinney, and he's not happy with Tom McKinney's Brett Ferris.
Yeah, it's a flop.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with the attention he's got. Calls of has been to Brett Ferris, which I feel is a bit harsh. I feel like he's probably been one of Goule's better performance out there this afternoon.
But give Whitehaven the due. I mean, they've really looked after him today. They've really defended well against Brett Ferris, because everybody knows he can offload the ball, and he's a big physical presence as well.
He really is. Still cause of has been for Brett Ferris. Manoa Corky will be the man to eventually tap the ball when he's allowed to, which he's allowed to now. Goes right, Jack Potter. Yes, absolutely, to Bailey Dawson. Was only about 3 yards forward, and he's stopped. He gave himself up and then has been pushed back because he expected the whistle to come, but well. Ball in the hands now with Jebson.
Right.
Play to the whistle.
He gave himself up there as well. He just stopped and looked at the referee. The referee looked at his linesman, and obviously, I don't think they saw it.
Comes left into the hands now with Reece Dean. Dean then finds Potter. Potter now finds Guzdeck out the back. Wrapped up. Combination of Cam Brown, Holliday and McKinney, who looks a little bit fired up now following that little confrontation with Brett Ferris and Tom McKinney. Right in there at dummy half, 20 metres out. Potter into the middle now with Bailey Dawson. Kellett wrapped up, and DST helps him complete the tackle. 18 metres out here, centre field. Goes right into the hands now of Dean. Dean throws a dummy, but Whitehaven are alive to it through Luke Collins, and McKinney's involved there once more, as is Ellis Nixon and Jack Kellett. Goes right on the 5 and last, down the short side, look to get the kick in behind. It's come off the midriff of Ellis Nixon, not according to referee Alan Billington, who says it must have come off his hand, and it's going to be scrum down. Oh no, yeah, well, hold on. Yeah, scrum down, head and feet to goal. They've elected to put the to the right of the stick, so they're going to look to go with a shift play right to left from the base of the scrum, it looks like.
Yeah, they've set it up there rather than going to the middle and maybe getting a 3-on-3 split. They've gone probably going to come this side to get a 4-on-2 and maybe use the loose forward to be that extra man.
Clock is stopped. Just over 7 minutes to go. We've gone 5-on-1 at the minute. I'm not too sure why we've got a stoppage. Is someone not well in that scrum? No, I don't know, I've got no idea. Right, time back on. Going to look to come left into the hands then of Potter. Potter then now finds Mins. Mins will get to Chimambia. Chimamba's going to try and get it in this left hand side corner, and he can't. Mitchell Todd done enough to ensure he was over the touchline. Neil Chimambe isn't happy with the decision. He felt like he got the ball down in that left hand side corner, but Mitchell Todd done well there for the man that was playing Carla last season against the man that has played Super League. He's done well there as Mitchell Todd, and was able to ensure that Chimambe wasn't going to get the ball down in that left hand side edge.
Well, he's a big guy, isn't he? I mean, I think he could stretch over from the 20 metre line, tell you the truth, but Mitchell Todd did well to keep him out on that occasion.
So it means Whitehaven will have this ball 10 metres out. DST is just being withdrawn, only placed with Carl Garner. So Whitehaven might not be a million miles away from the starting line up there, apart from Luke Collins being out there to replace Ellison Holgate. Weatherall's in there at dummy half, into the hands now of Jack Kellett. Kellett's 23 metres out. Tyler Craig's getting ready to go back on out there for Goole. Into the hands now of Tom McKinney. He'll look to keep his legs going post contact, throws the ball, gets the offload. It's then ripped 1-on-1. That wasn't needed from Tom McKinney, but he sensed an opportunity, and that opportunity has now been lost, and Halliday's now the man to fetch it forward.
No, the last 3 sets they've incompleted, obviously been offload happy rather than keeping hold of the ball, and just putting some solid foundations in.
Comes left into the hands of Brett Ferris, and Chris Taylor wraps him up pretty much straight away. McKinney gets involved, as does Cal Garner. Kellett as well. Right in there at dummy half, goes right into the hands then of Bailey Dawson. Dawson, oh, fantastic hit. Combination of Kellett and Collins. Comes left into the hands then of Reece Dean. He'll get it across to the recently reintroduced Tyler Craig. It's going to be 5 and last here. The 12-13 metres out. Comes right into the hands of Reece Dean. Dean looks to go across field once more. Yet again kicks in the best, but Halliday rises, then finds Thomas Minns, and it actually has ended up being a great kick there, all due to the work of Thomas Halliday. He rose the highest there, he put it back inside to Thomas Minns, and Minns will go over for what is his 5th try of the season for this Goole Vikings. It's far too little, far too late, but it's a consolation try for Scott Taylor's side, and it's on Whitehaven 42, Goole Vikings 16.
Yeah, Reece Dean, he put a speculative kick over again, just across there. Thomas Halliday just rose up there and put it into Thomas Minns' his hands there, and he outsprinted the Haven defence just to score probably about 15 to 20 yards to the left hand side of the post. But it's that came from, again, it came from the offload from Tom McKinney, that really he shouldn't be trying here on his own 40.
Reece Dean does convert, so it is now Whitehaven 42, Goole 18 here at the recreation ground, and I think that was probably what disappoints Anthony Murray after that electric start to the first half. They've got to the hour mark, Pete, and I'm not saying they've put the pipe in the slippers on, but it's sort of become a bit scrappy. They've been drawn into a few things of Whitehaven, and eventually that poor play option there has ended up costing them 6 points.
Yeah, well that's what coaching's all about. It's trying to iron out and play in the perfect game if you can, and on this occasion, on the first period of the second half here, Whitehaven were absolutely clinical with some of the players, and hence all the tries and that they're gone. But as I say, it's just going to be scrappy towards the end, which you can expect, especially in this heat as it is. But as I say, it's going to be a job done.
Josh Guzdeck collects, had the sun in his eyes, had to shield his eyes, similar to what Jay Weatherall had to do in the first half when Chimambe got in ahead of him. It's now Coventry, the man to fetch it forward with the scrum cap on, put down onto his back, 33 metres away. I make within the final 3 minutes here at the recreation ground. Goes right, pops it up into Jebson. He's got through a lot of work, has sacked Jebson for this Goole side, but he's been pushed back 5, 6, 7, 8 metres there by the Whitehaven defence. Nixon, Kellett and Collins all involved. Comes out now, a couple of pairs of hands, finds Brett Ferris, and Ferris has had Chris Taylor in front of him all afternoon. 1-on-1, he's trying to get it there, is Chris Taylor. He's eventually called held. He sort of waited there. He's not happy, he's Brett Ferris. He knows the experienced wily head of Chris Taylor. It's going to be a high tackle on the Goole man. Whitehaven conceded a few penalties in this second half. Dean with the kick to touch, and they're 25 metres out here. Chimambe's in there to collect the ball. It'd be with Corky to take the tap. Goes right into the hands now of Bailey Dawson in the centre of the field. He'll be taken down. Garner, Holiday, Collins involved with that as well. Going to come left into the hands now with Jack Potter. Potter with the dummy, trying to get around. He isn't going to get around. That's great work from Luke Collins in defence. Otherwise he could have been over Ryan Wright. Goes right now into the hands of Reece Dean. Dean pops it up to Jack Coventry. Coventry's the man taken down. Kellett again on that occasion. Collins and Kellett been electric in defence in these last few minutes. Comes left into the hands now of Potter. Potter finds Ferris. Finds Potter once more. Offers it up once. Runs it across the line. Looks to put a little late kick in behind. And he's there. He's Thomas Minns. Jay Weatherall wasn't at home or where he should have been, and Goole have scored 2 tries in as many minutes here to reduce the deficit once again. I've already mentioned, Pete, it's far too little, far too late, but it shows if you do switch off, this Goole side have got points in them. Makes it Whitehaven 42, Goole Vikings 22.
Yeah, it was just a nothing play really. They hit the left hand side, and Brett Ferris passed the ball back to Reece Dean on this right hand side, and he just skipped across there a couple of times, and he put a kick in, and obviously Thomas Minns was on the back end of it there just to finish it off. So Anthony Murray won't be you won't be too happy with how they've scored towards the back end. But as I say, that comes down to some of the players that they've had the ball from prior to that. So, you know, if you don't give your opposition the ball, obviously they can't score.
I make it within the final 15 seconds. The hoot is about to go, so I think that could be our final action here at the recreation ground. There is the hooter. It's full time here at the recreation ground, and after that electric start from Whitehaven in the